Hey guys, it is I, Fiery Grace the Gifted, and I'm here with a different kind of reading for you today. Welcome. I've been talking about this for probably over a month now, and the reason why is because I've been getting these very clear messages as of late that a lot of false twin bonds are going to be broken this summer. And I typically avoid talking about twins, like false twins especially, but too many specifics with a general reading for the collective is not a good idea. It's just not. So I'm going to warn you now. This reading is going to trigger you, especially if you have had any doubts about the validity of your current bond. I really don't like when readers do these kind of readings frequently. Okay, so I'm kind of in my prophet's mind right now of this is probably not a good idea because of the fact that it has such a profound impact on people when they have invested a lot of their lives in something. And it sucks to be the person that has to kind of burst the bubble. But beyond that, beyond the, being the one to say something, it's like, I'm not there to help you, okay? I'm there to help my clients who I do readings like this for, because, you know what I mean? But to help thousands of people, so again, you can understand why it's taken me a while and why I probably won't do another one like this unless I'm really, really pushed to for like months. So, what is a false twin? It's just someone you thought was your twin flame that's not. It's really just a title, okay? It does not mean, it's not like an evil twin, I don't think that's what that means. I think it's just you thought it was and they're not. That's it. This reading can also help you understand if you are in fact the karmic in a relationship. And that can be challenging because, again, in twin flames, when we put on a label of the karmic, we think about this evil soul sucking person, and it's like that may not be what it means. So in this reading, if you do by the end realize, or it really resonates that you need to take some time to walk through those emotions, that you may be in a false twin dynamic, or you might in fact be your potential divine masculine, your PDM, you might be their karmic, so if that does happen, I really hope that you'll take some time to realize it's okay. Okay, it's okay. The person that you thought was your twin, if you realize that they're not, just know that you weren't on the wrong path. You were not wasting time. And if you thought they were good, just, you're not even prepared for how amazing your true divine twin is going to be. Okay? All right. I wanted to just take a little bit of time, and it's frustrating that I'm doing this live, but I felt like I needed the energy and the presence, okay? But it's like, I really hope that there are people who don't come in the middle and just get like severely triggered and kind of get messed up. So mods, I don't really ask anything of you guys. Your presence, I think, is enough, but I do ask that anybody who gets crazy, please just go ahead and mute them. It's just, we don't need that right now, all right? This is a really sensitive time for people, and I don't want fear-mongering in this room, okay? All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a spread. And it's funny because I really didn't know how to do this for weeks and months. And then just before I sat down, I realized just do what you do for people when they're asking, is this really my twin? Or is this a false twin? Am I doing the right thing? Am I a karmic? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to lay out a spread, and we'll see what comes. Let me get this out. Whoa, too many. Oh, I'll take that one. I'm going to move this down. So if you get motion sickness, just close your eyes for a moment. Oh, snap. Did I see Tallahassee, Florida on my screen? What up? Oh, go Gators. Go Gators. All right, back to seriousness. I would have that in this very serious reading. I'm a Gator. Get over it, people. All right. If you are here right now and you feel a resonance of trembling, trepidation to the point of anxious fear, I suggest that maybe you take some time and walk away from this and write down the fears that you have. So write down, you know, what's the worst case scenario if you are in a twin flame bond, or if you are in fact a karmic in the person's life, you know, and someone that you care about. Write down what's the worst that could happen and maybe view this later. Okay. So again, if this is resonating to the point of negative energy within you, you might want to step away. Okay. And let that anxiety and apprehension fade. For those of you who are here, we are going to look into the spirit, the very nature of a collective. We have the divine masculine twin flame collective, but I think what also exists because of the number of people who have bound themselves and aligned themselves with a false twin, there's also a almost like a false twin collective. Okay, there's a large group, all right, of people who have been brought into the twin flame collective, energetically speaking, because of, you know, maybe someone's doing 5D work or whatever, that they shouldn't even be here at all. That is who we're trying to reach here. We are trying to reach the false twins, again, not evil twins. There's no negative vibe about them where they're trying to hurt you. We're just trying to reach people who are being brought into this fold because someone wants them to, but they really don't belong. We're not kicking them out because they really don't want to be here, but it's just kind of checking in on kind of like it's not even the Judas energy, but you know how like Judas was a part of the apostles, you know, or disciples, and then he, you know, he did something bad and it was like, oh, he was the one who handled the money. Whoa, it's like kind of like that, but again, not so much of the, you know, trying to kill you aspect of it, okay? So again, here we have the false twin 3D energy. We're talking about 3D vessels. We are talking about people who we consider our potential divine masculines, all right? Here we are talking about the true masculine. Now, I channel a 5D entity when I do this, okay? So most of you know, if you don't ask me to channel a specific person, I want to talk to your actual masculine, all right? I don't even touch the 3D person most of the time. So in this case, I am reaching out to the true divine masculine collective, okay? I am comparing their energies. You are participating in an analysis with me. Take what resonates based on what I say, but again, I don't do tarot over the phone for a reason. These visuals are here to help you as well. So if there are extended messages beyond that, you will want to take those. Here, we will find out the message. And again, there is no such thing as the twin flame corporate office, okay? But I, coming from a very professional 3D background, I don't think I can help but to kind of see this hierarchy in a way to help me kind of compartmentalize. And so this is basically, imagine if we were all getting a memo from the 5D twin flame corporate offices, right? So if there is one head honcho, or, you know, a group of twin flame leadership, or even just a collective in the heavenly realm where even our unified flame resides, we're kind of going to get a message about what it is we need to know regardless of where we're at in this, okay? This will be the final message, and then I'll go through and I'll show you the energies as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Again, this is my final warning. Please just step away from this reading if this is going to be a little too intense for you right now. Maybe don't watch it at all, okay? Maybe you don't need this further questions in your mind, okay? I have some other really positive stuff that you could go watch instead, all right? Okay, so you guys know I don't like to do just like fear-mongering, negative stuff. So I really want to make sure that everybody's safe, okay? All right, we're going to get started now. So, energetically speaking, we'll start there. The identity, okay, where we have this false twin vibration. Again, not an evil person, just a person who is not our actual twin. What we see is they are in this vibration of kind of sitting still. You will find that this person, just generally speaking, does not really do a lot of moving forward. They sit in conflict, they sit in negativity, they sit in misery, okay? And as they sit, they allow the negative nonsense to kind of cluster up around them. So you see, this is the Six of Swords. In the Six of Swords, in the Rider-Waite, we have a man who is pushing, rowing his, I guess his woman, family, something, some female and a child away from one shore to another shore. They're on a journey, and they have 6 swords at the front of their boat, as if to say that it's really the conflict that has guided them. They're intelligent enough to use whatever the conflict was that they were dealing with that made them feel the need to leave. They're smart enough to take that to the next city, not to take the conflict, okay, but to take the wisdom, to take control. This masculine, this individual, this false twin, they don't move. They have been talking about doing things for years, but they don't move. They don't assert their own power. When things get crazy, they just sit and let it all play out. Energetically speaking, this person is one who has let go of life and just lets it happen to them. Why, who, what, where, when, why, how? Oh, look at that. 6 is a beautiful number, but these are both in reverse. 6 is unconditional love, you guys. That's not really what you want to see when you're thinking about a love bond with someone, okay? You don't want to see, I basically would say, conditional love, or even, unconditional hate. It's like, I'm going to be angry no matter what happens. I'm going to find a way to be upset. And so this person doesn't want to move forward. Look at this. Two cards about moving forward. One is a little bit more conflicting energy, but nonetheless, both of these cards are supposed to be something positive. This one is with victory. This one is with kind of that strength and pride to walk away. But in both of them, look at this. There's no victory. There's no public attention on this person. And again, that doesn't mean like, oh, they're not a celebrity. No, it means when it comes down to why they won't move, it's because they don't have any goals. So beyond this kind of laziness about them, about life, they also have this kind of like whatever, this lackadaisical approach. This is not a light worker. I think that's the easiest way to put it. This person is not a light worker. They have no intentions of being a light worker, because that's kind of what I get from this, right? Like moving forward in the limelight, if you will, moving forward in the public eye, moving forward in a way that allows other people to see your victory. If you are in a parade, that means that there's a reason why you're being honored. So a person who is being honored for saving people know, oh my gosh, they went into that fire, or oh man, yeah, he was overseas for years and he went through so many. It's like people know there's a dark side to it and that they've overcome it. This person doesn't want people to see that. They don't want to share their light with people. So this is just to give you kind of an understanding overall of their energy. If that right there triggered you, if that right there kind of described your masculine to a T, be careful, because this is battle. 6 + 6 is 12. 12 is the final battle. It's opposites, okay? And if you cannot come in with the 1 and the 2, the DM archetype and the mother archetype, the feminine archetype, the individual and the duality coming together, if you cannot bring the sun and the moon, oh wow, that's deep too, because we've got these eclipses coming up. That might be another reason why this is happening, because 12 is about the sun and the moon. It's about positive change coming in. It's light in the darkness. So this is very interesting to see how these energies are coming out, and why I ended up doing this right now. Woo, deep. 12 is a number of battle. 13, okay, is the death, is the release. 12 is the battle. You know what else is interesting when I think about the number 12 here? Notice I talked about someone who sits still. That's the Hanged Man. But this is a person who sits on the tree and will rather sit on the tree and stay there and not receive enlightenment than actually do anything to get off the tree. Okay? All right, so let's look at where his headspace is. So we've got the Seven of Cups in reverse. So this is a person who looks at life and it's kind of like, I'm always overwhelmed by the options. But does he actually put any effort into it? No. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that. I haven't put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so. What's interesting is this is also a person who recognizes, like, he knows. You see the two kind of separate and standing out? It's like he knows that there's something special between you guys. And you might be saying, well, Fiery Grace, why is there something special between us if he's a false twin? Man, that's a whole nother story, you guys. It makes sense that you would be on a journey of awakening so sensitive to vibrations that you would end up with someone with a similar vibration to your actual masculine. That's not crazy. So that's a very easy thing to answer. It's just another story if you consider it. But this person seems to be aware of the special bond that you guys have, that there's something special about you, that you're probably a fantastic, I mean, think about it. If you're a twin flame, you're probably going to be a fantastic lover, friend, counterpart, partner, whatever you want to call it. And so it's like, it might not even be the fact that you guys have a special bond, but just the fact that you are worth choosing. So again, it's funny that I wasn't really thinking about the feminine in the moment that I said this person looks at things and it's like, oh, that's cool. And it's kind of like, this person is trying to have his cake and eat it too, but it's not really about you. This person sees you and they think, oh, that's cool, she likes me. Or that would be cool to have someone like her, right? To have a feminine entity like this individual in my life. But again, to make the choice, nah. It's just cool to have you around. They like the options. They like the choices. And for some of you, I'm going to tell you, they like to know that they can always come back to you. Unfortunately, you have revealed so much of your light to this person in there. And I'm sensing a storm for some reason. Some sort of, and again, not necessarily a weather storm, but like a solar flare storm, something that's impacting them on an energetic level. So there's this energetic darkness in their life. And so when they look at choices and options, it's usually just what's going to get me from the next, basically they're just trying to survive. It's survivor energy. It's low. And so it's kind of like you came into their life in the middle of a storm and you're just another option. You're just another possibility of surviving. Yeah, I don't want to touch this anymore. I don't like it. In his heart, wow. Look at all these reversals. That's crazy. In his heart, emotionally speaking, when it comes to this bond, 9 of Cups in reverse, here's what's crazy. The 9 of Cups upright is dreams, goals, okay? Wealth and abundance, having things in order. This person knows fully well they will never be with you. This is not, I'm trying to think of what another similar energy could have been. But remember, in the 9 of Cups, the merchant has his goods all in a row. He knows exactly where everything is. He knows what cup has what in it, okay? He's very, very pleased, and there's no confusion in him. So in reverse, to know, it's the same thing as this. It's like you're an option, you're a choice. It's exciting to have you around, and it's kind of funny that that's almost like kind of having like a trophy, And then the next card we get is like this kind of trophy card. So it's interesting. It's like you're a trophy to this person in a sense of, look at what I can conquer, look at what I have. But in terms of actually like keeping you, no. You're not a dream to them. You're not this is kind of like the 9 of Swords in reverse. It's like you have revealed things to them and you've helped them wake up just enough that they want to put you on their shelf. but not enough to actually awaken them, because that's not your job. You're not their person. I think I'm getting a little like emotional right now, because it's like it's I've never done a general broad reading like this for false, and it's the energies make so much sense based on whenever I've developed a analysis for an individual client who was in fact dealing with a false twin. It's just a lot. In their heart, this person, you see the number 9, it's like not there yet. It's not there yet. You think 10 of Cups and you think completion. You think 9, you think, oh, we're almost there, but it's in reverse. It's like he knows. It's pissing me off a bit, because there are people out there who know that they will never actually want to be with this person, but they play the game. You know what I mean? All right. And so finally, what do they hope happens? Like, based on what's going on here in their situation with you, what is it that they hope occurs in the end? Like, if we had a final outcome. So again, I don't really want to tell you that they're like hoping this happens, but it's kind of just like, this is what they kind of see as probably what will happen. Or I'll tell you what, I've got some guy friends who, like, they're aware that they are doing the wrong thing with certain men or women or whatever they're doing, and they know that there's going to be a point where it all crashes and burns. And you know what they say? Hey, I'm going to enjoy the ride for as long as I can. Okay. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this person is what's their enjoyment? You know, what are they kind of just like, yeah, I'll take this ride for as long as I can. Okay. So let's see what they're talking about here. Jeez Louise. Wow. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Let me pause before I even do this. Here's what's interesting. We have 6, 7, 8, 9. And I usually get excited when I see number sequences, but this makes sense based on, I'm glad I did the energy first. Normally I do this first and then I do the energy, but I'm actually glad I did this first, because this makes me think about, you know how whenever I see like 1, 2, 3, or I'll see 9, 10, 11, I get really, really hyped. And you're like, why, Fire Grace? It's because those are the beginnings and endings of these sequences. So if you're 1, 2, 3, that means, you know, hey, I'm in a new beginning. If it's, 9, 10, 11, you know that something is ending and you're about to be moving into this fullness, right? It's exciting. But 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, you're in the middle, stuck in the middle, stuck in limbo, okay? You're in these, it's, and it's already past number 5, so the changes that needed to happen already happened. Where you guys are at is probably as good as it's going to get, and you're going to be going back and forth between 6, 7, 8, 9, and these are in reverse. All these are in reverse. This is the only upright, and of course the only upright is the negative card. In fact, it's kind of like, remember I said in this, with the 6 of swords in reverse, it was like I was talking about the swords being clustered together, and it kind of made me think about this. So that's interesting. And even here I talk about a storm. So it's like this is what they hope will happen. Hopefully you figure it out. Hopefully karma lets everything just play out how it's supposed to play out. Hopefully you just realize you created this illusion, because a lot of them will tell you that to your face. You knew what you were getting into when you met me. I told you what I wanted. I told you I didn't want a relationship. I told you I wasn't interested in you. You knew what you were getting at. You were the one who created this illusion in your mind. And so in their mind, they hope that it just plays out where you just, basically they'll keep you around as long as they can keep you around. And then, when you're gone, you're gone. You'll walk away. You'll take off the blindfold, and really you'll take the blindfold off yourself. All right, so let me put it to you like this. Again, if you are really vibing with this right now, I will warn you that it's gonna hurt. And you're probably like, Fiery Grace, I know that. Okay, listen, I'm not laughing at you. I was in a false twin situation myself. The difference between you and I is that I didn't know about twin flames yet. So I get it. I'm really, really sorry that you're dealing with this. But I do want to tell you something. First and foremost, every single client that I've dealt with, when I've done a reading like this for them, that hasn't, when their energies of the 3D and the 5D do not match up, And then they come to me and they're like, you know, Fire Grace, I've been knowing for like 6 months that this was a false twin, but I didn't want to say nothing because I didn't want to be mean and I didn't want to look like I was crazy and all that. It's like, look, I get it. But whenever I've done this, they typically meet their twin within the freaking week, if not a month. I'm not making any promises to you right now. What I'm saying is the people that have come to me and been open, this is usually a good sign. Because remember what I said, if you've met someone and you're like, how is it that I've been pining over this individual for so long and they're my false twin? How was I so wrong? Am I that unaware? Is my intuition that off? And it's like, no, you are on the right path. You're on the path towards your masculine. It only makes sense that you're going to vibe with someone who is similar. So you don't need to look at this and say, oh my gosh, this is terrible. No, 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 no. This person was in their 6, 7, 8, 9, just like you were. Oh, that hit you, didn't it? All right, are you back? Okay. This person was in their 6, 7, 8, 9. That's why you were with them. You were with them because you were still in progress. You were still in process. And I hope that you will forgive yourself for being so unconditionally loving that the moment that you heard about the concept of twin flames, you automatically poured your heart into this specific person, knowing they weren't right deep down. Forgive yourself. This time right now, this Cancer energy, Capricorn energy is a very unforgiving to falseness, falsehoods, falsity. But it's all in a way to nurture self and bring about truth, justice, light, and love, okay? So you have been in progress, and this person was the perfect person to help you through that, all right? It's okay. All right, so now let's look energetically at your 5D. Now this is beautiful. So we have an upright 7. What's back here? Oh yeah, this is beautiful. Look what's back there. He's already in the flow. So you might say, Fiery Grace, I thought you said 7 isn't good. Well, that's because we had a sequence right here. Catch up. Wait, is this 14? Oh, it's a quickening. See, this already happening. Oh, the energy already shifted. The moment I picked these cards up, the energy was like, boom. All right, so what do you see? You see that in the front of this, okay? So the key energy, we have the 7 of Wands. This is a person who is on their path and they're fighting. I often say that if you think about the Fool card, I think that this is the Fool card on another day from another angle. And you're like, what? And it's like, I think that that cliff that Fool is standing on, this is the Fool a few days before he's ready to go out on his journey. And you might call him a fool, but he's not a fool. He has gone out to that cliff and he's prepared the way. It's like the 3 of Wands guy. He's gone up to the cliff and he's looking out to make sure he has a clear idea of where he's headed. Even though it's unknown horizons, he can still see as far as he can see before he goes out. So he's come to clear the way. Now that's interesting. Wow, that's interesting. You see he's clearing the way. This makes me think about the King of Wands, okay? This is one person holding the individual wand. It's a masculine figure. Maybe we could say, page, knight, but again, I think King of Wands. And you see the 6 wands. It's the person here had the 6 of Wands stagnated, okay? The 6 of Wands not moving. This person is coming to clear the way. Hallelujah, you're so sexy. I'm not in love with your masculine, okay? But I am totally and completely in love with 5D masculine energy. It is like, don't tell my masculine. Anyway, so now what's funny is back here, not funny, but hello. Back here we have the quickening. What does that mean? Whenever Fiery Grace sees doubles, so 3 and 6, 9 and 18, whatever, I get this sense of fast-paced, fast-moving energy for some reason. And so I call it the quickening, and it's this speedy shift. Here, what do you see? You see 7 and 14, temperance. Temperance is balance, temperance is moderation, but look at what's happening here. I call this a twin flame card because for me, when I first, actually it was right around this time last year, when I first really entered into a true twin flame understanding and entered into the realm of synchronicity, I did the 2-cup method. And I left behind my old life. I've done it several times since, but that was the first time I ever did it. And so I really equate this card with the twin flame behind the scenes action. So what's interesting is this was our behind the scenes card. So at the front of it, we have a 3D figure, all right? And this is a person he's fighting to clear the way. He's defending what he believes and what he stands for. And I think this person believes in union, in bonds, in love and kindness, and being there for someone. And so back here behind the scenes, his inner man, his 5D spirit, and probably even the 5D collective that is like the twin flame corporate 5D masculine, if that makes sense, they're even up there doing their thing. So this is a person who trusts that behind the scenes, good things are coming and good things are happening. So already we can see, well, and it's funny, we get 6 and 6. We get the same number in the front, same number in the back, both in reverse, both stagnating. And the moment we hit this energy, what do we get? We get two different energies. We get someone who's up and active, who's fighting, and we get a quickening, a double. So already we can see that these masculines are very, very different people. So for some reason, I kind of got 2 cards, and then I just felt like I was supposed to take 2 cards, and I don't know why. I think this might be because we have a masculine who, we have some who their 5D is dormant, and thank you, Mr. Lightwork. My masculine kind of coined that term in the twin flame bond, at least we're in my community. He talked one day and basically said that the man he was supposed to be was inside him all along, but he was like dormant, like hibernating. And I think that might be what I'm getting out of these, is that there will be a duality in this person where a lot of you are with the right person and they're just not ready. And in that kind of not ready energy, maybe that's what we'll see, but I don't know yet. Let's just find out. So, headspace. Holy sheets. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. It's like, whoa. First of all, 1111. Okay, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but these Roman numerals look like 11, even though it's number 2. So you've got 1111, you've got 22. Okay, I think probably maybe this goes like this, but I don't know now. Like, I don't know. I wonder what these are gonna be. Okay. The 2 of Swords, some of you know, is my twin flame in training card, and this is for the feminine. So I believe that the 2 of Pentacles is the masculine training, and the 2 of Swords is the feminine training. To look at this, it's almost as if he is very aware, and again, this is the 5D. He's aware that his feminine needs to do her job, right, before he can come in and give this commitment. So this is actually interesting. I think that what this is revealing is that the reason hasn't come around is not because it's just cool the fact that you even like him and he likes keeping you around, but it's because he knows that there is still work and healing that needs to be done. I think he's aware that when he offers his cup of love, there will be an immense, like a very rapid healing that occurs. But until that point, until it's time for the feminine to receive, look at this. She's not even in her blue gown. She has to put on this truth. The blue to me is the self-expression of truth. I think that once she comes out of this place and puts on this blue tunic, whatever this is, and puts on that truth, and her, instead of a blindfold, she's got on a victory laurel wreath. I think that as that comes, he will know. And you know what's funny is I reference the Fool, and this outfit always reminds me of the Fool's outfit. Okay. So it's just very interesting. And they always say that the Fool goes to see the magician first and then the High Priestess. And this is the High Priestess in her garden. And she wears blue. So it's almost as if to say the masculine on a 5D level is aware that his feminine needs her time to step into who she is as a light worker. I think he's aware that she's going to be the one that helps them maintain the connection to source. And so she needs to really continue to train herself up in her intuitive, divine feminine nature. But I think he's very well aware that when he comes in, it's going to be a big shift, but she needs to be prepared. Okay. I know that some of you are like, oh, that's a cop-out. Why can't he come now? And it's like, because you're not ready. Have you ever considered that just because you say that you're ready, it doesn't mean that you're actually ready? I mean, it's like when people say, be careful what you pray for. You know, don't pray for things out of their timing, right? Allow divine timing to happen. And I think that this masculine is very well aware. He's very well aware. Ooh, he's so fine. He's waiting for you. And look at that moon. You guys, I'm telling you, there is something happening this summer with these eclipses. I've been anticipating it, and the closer we get, the clearer it becomes. This masculine is aware of who you are at present and also who you'll be. Okay, but look at this. Right now, you got these yellow socks on, and then here it's like you got the red ones. It's like right now I think you're a little bit out of balance, and I think that you need to work on your self-confidence so that when this masculine does come, and you know what? If you've been dealing with a false twin, of course you're not going to feel confident. You're going to think something's wrong with you, because why wouldn't this person come and be in my life and share with me and love me if they know how amazing I am? Of course you're not going to feel confident. You've been duped and tricked into thinking you're not worthy or worth it. So you go from having these kind of this pale yellow on your feet, okay, getting back into your confidence and gaining your sense of self, to having these red shoes on, right? And love is on your mind. You are just kind of needing, I think, to open yourself up a little bit more, and you're doing that now by purifying yourself in the training that you're doing, okay? All right, oh, that's these. Holy cheat. Okay, you guys. Now, y'all saw me shuffle these cards out, so don't nobody get crazy. Holy cheat. Okay, so... oh my God, I'm just like freaking out because I feel like I've been calling these cards and it... oh my gosh. All right, focus, Grace. So in his heart space, wow. He knows who you are. You see, this is almost like the Seven of Cups. You've got the 6 and the 1. You add them together, that could either be the Chariot or the Seven of Cups. He knows who you are. He doesn't get distracted by storms. He takes control of the power he has, the resources available to him. This person in their heart, I think he's aware that his heart holds everything he needs. And I think that he's also aware that there is a need. Look at this. This is the second time. What do you see? You see somebody that got their 2 hands or doing something, and then here you have what? People exchanging love. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. So it's like, I think he's very well aware that with his power, with our powers combined, with his power and the power of the unconditional love that you hold, I think that he's very well aware of the bond that you guys have. So some of you might be saying, okay, well, Grace, if this is the 5D masculine, does his 3D know? Here's the thing. In the same way that you knew this person was right for you, but you didn't know why, but you also knew they were wrong for you, but you didn't know, you didn't get why. In the same way that before you were a twin flame, but you always, or before you knew you were a twin flame and knew what twin flames were, you always knew there was this certain different kind of special love that you, like this intense, powerful partnership dynamic, like this. And then when the twin flame phrase came out, you were like, oh, that's it. Just like you had that moment, he has those moments where it's like he knows that there's something. You guys, he's very powerful. And his power resides in his heart, which is so beautiful. That's so beautiful. His power resides in his emotional body. That's funny because we were seeing the king and the queen over here, and I think this person was having trouble really being able to maintain their power, which is why they just didn't vibe with you. Whereas over here, look at this. So we see this unconditional love. And I think that this person is aware that once you guys come together, once this bond is really fulfilled, that you guys will be in a very powerful place, like a powerful position. I think he's excited. And I think that he's also aware of the connection kind of in that as above, so below. In fact, that might be more of what these individuals get is I can sense there's something special about you. Okay. And to see the 7 of Cups or the Chariot here as another indication that it's like once he knows that he can make the choice, he's going to make it, and it's going to happen quickly. He just needs everything to fall into place. He needs all the resources on the table. He needs the... You guys, what are the odds, right? Hello? Can somebody just comment and let me know if you can hear me or see me? I don't want to keep going if you can't hear me or see me. Here, okay, and you can see me moving these cards? Yes, okay, cool. All right, cool, thank you guys. So, back to this. Oh, crap, and look at these. Look at I didn't even look at them. Okay, again, y'all saw me shuffle these cards out, so you cannot act like Fire Grace tried to set this to set this up so that you all think that twin flames are good. I don't know what the purpose would me. But look at this. You guys, you know what he hopes the outcome is? Oh my gosh, I'm about to freak the freak. Okay, whoo, Grace. You know what he hopes the outcome is? That through the storm, which we have referenced, okay? Remember, in the Seven of Cups, all the cups are in the cloud. And it's a dark cloud. That through the storm, you will remain grounded. Now, I want to point something else out. Do you notice this? There are only so many cards, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, these might be the only two in the deck where they have these above, okay? Like, I don't know if that's right, but you see the flowers and okay. So it's just interesting to me because I always call out the Nine of Pentacles woman. I say that she's the Queen of Pentacles in her garden. I just think that's who I think, like, just like I think that this is the High Priestess in her backyard. Okay. I love my Rider-Waite individuals. I connected with their stories, I guess. So what do we see here? We see a divine masculine who is hoping that after the storm, there is completeness. That after all the nonsense, after he fights, he goes out on the journey, he goes through all the things he needs to go through, and in the end, look at this, this is 11. He hopes that both of you, I think, can come together as one, but really as two. And what do I mean by that? There is a difference between the number 11 and the number 2. In numerology, we don't reduce 11 to 2 because it's a master number. And so it's like, I think that he wants this bond with you where you guys can both be this unified, kind of like what we see here. You know, you guys are bonded. And yeah, it looks like 2, but it's also 11. Visually speaking, it looks more like 11 to us because we don't do Roman numerals, child. So when we look at this, it's like he wants joy, contentment, peace. He wants you to be grounded. And why did Fiery Grace freak out just a little bit? Because back in May, I got this really strong feeling. It was actually in April. I got this really strong feeling that May was going to be a point for a lot of feminines to start to come into this Queen of Pentacles energy. She is, to me, I don't know why I vibe with her. I'm a Cancer, so I love the Queen of Cups. But I think because I'm a twin flame, I bond with her a lot. The King of Pentacles, to me, is the one king that these masculines, even in this group, okay, I'm not even talking about the false twins, I'm talking about the true masculines. I believe that the King of Pentacles is the one missing link, okay? If it was like, here's the Emperor and then underneath are the 4 kings, that's the one king they don't have. That's the one king that they're not achieving, or the level they're not achieving yet, which is why so many masculines are going to come to you and they're going to say, I don't want a relationship with you until I get my money right, until I get it financially stable, until I get, you know? And so it's like, his hope is what? That he can offer you his pentacle. So what are the odds during Makeover May that I was saying, hey, let's get into our Queen of Pentacles, and now we're seeing that these masculines want that. I think that's further confirmation for those of you who are hearing. Actually, it's funny that I'm doing this reading right now, because that should be something that confirms for you. If you have someone who's saying to you, hey, I don't want to get with you until my money's right, I think that's a little bit different than, oh, you knew what it was when we met. You knew I just wanted friends with benefits. That's a bit different. Okay. So if you've been hearing that, now I'm sure they can say it too, right? Everybody has lines and things that they say. But if you have been hearing that from your masculine and you've doubted it, or if in your mind you're like, I'm not a materialistic person, why does that matter to him? This is that confirmation. He does want that. He really does want to be financially stable because he wants to be the protector and the provider. If you have not heard, please do your freaking homework. You need to check out the book, The Way of the Superior Man by David Dida, whatever. It's on my channel. If you go to my channel after the reading, go to my about page. Go to the communities link. Whatever, I don't know how to call all this stuff out, guys. Go to the communities part and click the thing, or just Google, YouTube, whatever, The Way of the Superior Man. Okay, the guy's name is David, and it's incredible. He refers to these masculines and feminines, or he refers to the divine counterparts as masculines and feminines, but he's actually speaking about a 3D understanding. And so it's like, he talks about how Whether you're a man or a woman, if you reside in a masculine countenance, you want to protect. You want to provide. As feminines, we will never understand his innate need to provide and protect us. And we will always say, your love makes me feel provided for and protected, enough. But the truth is, on a primal level, he's right, we're wrong. It's just how it is. So let those masculines know, I love you unconditionally and I will let you be in my life even if you cannot protect and provide for me. But just know that ultimately, that's what they want. They want to start, and notice that we didn't get the 10 of Pentacles. We got the 10 of Cups. They want to start with you first, and then they want to expand the kingdom. They want to get the 10 of Pentacles with you. Do you see the difference here? I mean, obviously there's a clear difference between this person and this person. Obviously this person says, I'll just let it play out. Hopefully you'll figure things out in the end. And I don't care if you're here or not in the end, whatever. This person says, hey, I hope that we can come together in this very beautiful, peaceful thing after a storm, after we've gone through whatever we need to go through. And then I can give you my pentacle. You can, go have your portrait taken, because the King of Pentacles has his same pentacle and he gives it to her and he says, go have your portrait taken. And then you guys start to build the kingdom together. You guys, I'm sorry, but whoa. This is just a clear difference between the two. So some of you again are saying, well, how do I know the difference? It's about resonance. And that's why I'm not here to tell you you're in a false twin dynamic. And again, a false twin is not an evil twin. A false twin, if they're your false twin, it really is more of a label for you. It's not really about them. They're just a person at that point, but you understand them as a false twin. Then you need to realize, what if they are a twin flame? Okay. What if it's a false twin in that way, but they're not your twin flame? And that's where it's like, well, maybe you're the karmic because you're so desperate for this that you're willing to take it from anyone who comes along. So again, don't beat yourself up about this. But if you do realize, whoa, I'm really in this low vibrational, stuck in the middle with you kind of nonsense, and this is what you've been seeking, don't feel like you're not going to get it. Don't be afraid to walk away from this, because you have to realize you're always on the right track. There's nothing that can separate you from the love that you're supposed to have, the love that God has for you. And so no matter what you do, you're going to end up with your twin. You're going to end up with the right person. So if this was a false twin situation, and now you're moving into this kind of looking for your real twin or allowing your real twin to come in, I want you to be able to forgive yourself and release that old energy of, I don't feel good about twin flames. I don't like this. My masculine sucks. La 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 la. Why do I say that? This person longs for you. And I'm not just getting this energy now. Every single time, you want to know the way that I know? This is why I say, don't let me tell you or anybody else tell you if it's a twin, they're your twin or not. You need to learn what resonates, learn what's healthy for you. But every time I do one, and this is how I kind of know the difference, because I've done these before for people and they've matched up perfectly. And it's like, dang. And I'll be like, look, I don't know if you're a twin flame, but that looks like that's your twin flame. So this has happened where I've done it and it's like it's very easy in the cards. That's not twin flames. It doesn't happen every time I do this reading. Obviously in this reading, I was aiming for these. I wanted the energies to come out to help you understand. But I want you to see that if this person exists, logically speaking, this person is longing for you. And that's the energy I always got when I did the false twin readings for clients. And we didn't call them that. We didn't know they were going to be a false twin reading. But when I would start the reading, the energy would already be, or whatever deck I picked for the wrong person would be like, ugh, and it would just be like, what's going on here? And I would try to find the positive, because y'all know that's the kind of reader I am. I want to find the love in your reading, and it would not be there. Look how nasty the energy was here, but look at what's here. I feel the longing. And this is why it's so important for you to be willing to be patient and to wait, or at the very least, to separate yourself completely from the twin flame dynamic while in separation and allowing yourself to live, even if that means having another relationship, being with a soulmate, etc. That's another reason why it's really important that you detach from your potential divine masculine. Why? If you're anything like me, you guys, I cannot love more than one person at a time. Meaning if you have my mind, you probably, no, screw it. If you have my mind, you definitely have my heart, and there's no way that I can be physically intimate with you. I probably won't even enjoy hanging out with you as much as I would anybody else. And so it's like, if you detach and you're not connected emotionally to a person who you're not even sure is going to come around, you don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel bad. You're both going to live your separate lives until the appointed time where your lives touch. And some of you you've touched lives and you think, oh, we're supposed to be together now. And it's like, no, y'all had just kind of crossed paths where maybe your paths intertwined for a moment just to remind you of that feeling. But otherwise, yeah, you have to wait until the ordained time, the ordained moment. But just know this person longs for you. And deeper still, which is I think what comes out is this, I get this kind of confused sense of pain. And I'm like, oh, what is that? And it's like, oh, that's a longing. And it's like, no, underneath it, this person is saddened by the fact that you are hurting. Their longing is not to hold you, to have you, to touch you. That's your longing. You're the feminine. You want that lovey-lovey. The masculines want to protect and provide for you. It is their very nature. It is the way of the superior man. So their longing underneath is the pain of watching you engage with a person who is not for you. So if you are afraid to walk away from a false twin dynamic because of guilt or shame or whatever other reason, just know that your real divine masculine is in pain. Do it for them. Walk away from this addiction for them. Because even though they can't be with you right now and you might be so mad at them, why aren't you here? You want to protect me? Then come freaking do it. And it's like, look, I'm not equipped to do that yet. I can't wait to come and be that person for you, but I'm not ready yet. And if we force this, it won't be right. So can you please forgive me and know that I am on the way? There's a lot of things that are happening in the front and behind the scenes. I want to be there for you. And it hurts me that you put yourself in these situations looking for me. It hurts me that you're in this painful situation because you were looking for me this whole time. They are hurt. And it's not, you didn't do anything bad to them. They just love you so much that even on a 5D level in their spirit, they can sense your pain just like you can sense theirs. They know you're not fulfilled, and they know that until you guys get together, there will always be that gaping hole. And they want to fill you. That's what masculines do. Now, again, that kind of refers more to this typical male-female, but again, whatever, however you want to see that. In some way, shape, or form, that's why their symbol is the arrow, okay? They want to fill. They are the ones who we receive, they give. They miss us. They do want us. It's just challenging because there's this delay. But look at their numbers. See, we've got 1s and 2s and 10s and 1s. The only 6 we have here. See, as many 6s as they had, we only needed the 1. They are moving forward. They are at these endings and beginnings. They're not stuck in the middle. They're ready. They want to come forward. They just got to do what they got to do right now. Do it for them. Take the time to make sure you're not in love with someone who will never love you back for his sake. All right. So, what is it that we need to know? I'm glad I love you. I love you, God. Okay. 11. You want to know what it says? Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. Wow. You know what's funny is this card in the Rider-Waite is is justice, or strength is the number 8. I always talk about that. I see this tiger on here. And it's just interesting because you have what? You have 8 and you have 11. And I said that this person wants to come in with love and justice, because I was thinking about like how I know Capricorn, I don't think Capricorn is justice, but that's what I got from this Cancer Capricorn vibe we've got right now. So it's just interesting. We've got 8, 11, and then you see this card that kind of can be 8 or 11. It's just, sorry, I laughed. And the fact that I'm talking about forgiveness, releasing harsh judgments. Oh my gosh. So I think that the message from Spirit here is what do you need to know about this whole false twin situation in your mind? Listen, whether or not you're in a false twin situation, either way, you need to forgive your divine masculine. And I know I'm going to get so many people, I don't know what you're talking about. I forgive him. I'm not mad. Look, it's the main people who come and comment about how mad they're not that are the main ones who have the guilty conscience. Okay, come on, you guys, get over yourselves. So you need to do some forgiving. Get mad at me if you want to. Go ahead and click off. Don't come back to my channel and you can miss out on all these blessings because you don't want to admit that maybe you're a little upset that he hasn't come around fast enough. I was mad at my masculine. Hell, sometimes I still get mad and be like, dang, man, what took you so long? You knew I was perfect for you, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so look, I think that we're being guided to be strong through this experience. And whether or not we have a false twin, we need to forgive our masculines. If we do have a false twin, you know why you need to forgive your masculine? Because you've been putting all that hate and anger on someone that's not him. Oh, look at that. I even said 11, 11, and there's 11. That's funny. Okay. So you've been putting all those mean feelings onto someone that's not even your real masculine. How do you think that messes with his head? Okay. That might even be why you've got this feminine who's blindfolded, and then it's like she's coming in and she's offering her love to someone who's the wrong person. So you need to make sure that if you have had any doubts or any fears that you do this forgiveness, do a forgiveness exercise. Look up one and see what resonates and do something. On the other side, I think they're saying if you don't have a false twin, that you need to forgive yourself. You need to be strong because you feel guilty when you doubt because time passes. You don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel scared. It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with you when you have these doubts. The fact that you even clicked on this reading, and what if you're like, oh, I definitely don't have a false twin. Now you're going to sit here and be like, oh, I can't believe I even watched that. No, don't do that. This was beautiful wisdom to have. Maybe you can bless other twin flames because you'll probably come in contact with them. So it's like, you need to just make sure that you're coming in a place of strength, okay? Riding on the back of a tiger kind of thing. Wings spread, ready to go out and go forth and do good. Look at this beautiful shield she has. Oh my gosh, she has a shield? Can you see it? Oh my gosh, can you see it? There's a dove with an infinity symbol inside of her shield. Man, that's legit, dog. That's super legit. You guys, this makes me think about Ephesians 6. Matter of fact, isn't that the world right there? Like, you guys, this has so much meaning. It's time for you as feminines to go out and go forth, and you have this shield of faith and this sword of truth, and you have the light of heaven on your mind, and the world is at your feet, and you're riding on the back of a freaking tiger. You got this. Be strong. I know that the journey is tough and it's still going on, and you're probably like, why? But why though? Pero why? I don't want to. But it's like, do it. Do it. You have left your holy habitation and you're going forth into the world. I think this is also telling you that you're going to have to go this alone a little bit longer. And that's okay. Don't freak out. It's fine. Relax. All right, cool. Emotionally speaking, holy cow. Okay, so what do we see? Now that's crazy because I talked about a fear letter before, and we see 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords. And I even called this out, didn't I? I said that this is a low vibrational 9 of Swords. Hello. Okay, so I think some of you need to do a fear letter. Remember, a fear letter is very simple. You just go point by point. You write down 9 things that you are afraid of, your deepest fears, your worries, your insecurities, whatever. And then you go point by point, sentence by sentence, and you make sure that you provide truth for every single statement that is false, or everything, even if it is kind of true right now. Like, like right now it's like, I want to lose some weight. So you might say, I'm afraid I'm too fat, and then in your other thing, you can, even if you're like, look, I know I'm overweight. Why would I lie to myself, Fiery Grace? And it's like, look, you're affirming, that you're at your healthiest, you're a healthy, wealthy, and whole, and you feel good every day when you wake up, and blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is that you want to lose weight for, you talk about it as if it's already happening. It's already happened. It's already here. You feel it. You enjoy the feeling of being healthy. So do a fear letter. And even if you talk about stuff that's kind of crazy, like being happy on a journey without somebody while you wait and go do your thing, do it anyways. Look at that. That's 911, by the way. It's time to go out. So sorry, back to this. So I called this here, and now we see this over here. Why? Expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecy, sleepless nights. For every sleepless night you have where you are expecting the worst, you are creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is a reminder not to sit in your fear. This is a reminder that you manifest out, you know, weeks and months ahead of time. Like, you manifest in advance. So I figured this out, actually, that I was really, really manifesting on a 6-month cycle. Like, I noticed that about every 6 months, when I look back over the last year of my life, or like 2 years really, that about every 6 months I would get into this like really strong need to write things down, to create new goals, to do fear letters, whatever. I would go through this like manifestation overhaul. And then 6 months would go by. And while I was sitting in that period, Rico. Who is he? I'm sorry, my dog's, he's gonna. Okay. Okay. Rico, can you? Ricochet. Stop being a jerk. You know it's the neighbors. Thank you. So when I'm sitting there and I think about it 6 months later, well, now kind of more nowadays, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I realized that I manifested, Ricochet, get over here. Seats. I don't think I realized that I actually manifested kind of poorly. And so 6 months would pass. I would be like, oh, I want this. And then 6 months down the line, and I'd be sitting there like, man, I don't know why this hasn't happened, or man, I don't know where this is. But then 6 months later, I would look back at that point and be like, dang, I just realized something. That's kind of what I asked for. And because it took so much time for my manifestation to flow, because I was kind of off my game, by the time it got there, it didn't really feel like anything was there at all. And then when I looked back later, it was like, that was my fault. I manifested that poorly. Because, yeah, I might have said a year ago, oh, I really want a unconditional love bond with my masculine. 6 months go by, and then I say, I want a powerful partnership, blah, blah. And I use all these bigger manifestation words, and I really feel it. And then 6 months later, I'm only noticing the thing I said a year ago. And I'm like, oh, why isn't it as good as I want it to be yet? It's like, because just because you've leveled up doesn't mean your manifestations have caught up to you. It's the same thing as when people say, oh man, I got a spiritual download and I've really moved forward, but I'm waiting on my physical body to catch up. Okay. Some of y'all may not have caught that. You might want to go back and watch this part later, because my dog was barking and I know I kind of even lost it a little bit, but I was kind of there. Okay. Okay. But again, it's just understanding that if you in one night go through and have this crazy, I'm done, I hate twin flames, I screw my masculine, there's no such thing, he's a jerk, ah, la, 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 la. You put that out into the universe. And then guess what? You don't want to think about it, do you? It's like, oh, I don't want to think about that night that I cursed all twin flames. So then you avoid it. You avoid talking about it. You avoid thinking about it. 6 months later, something freaking crazy manifests. 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever. And you're like, oh no, what happened? And it's like, you happened. You happened. Okay, so this is why it's a constant overhaul, a constant battle. This journey that you're on, you cannot be in this energy. And if you're in a relationship with a person who it seems like it's the Nine of Cups, but the energy's reversed, so it's a low vibe, this is what that means. Okay? This is what that means. So make sure that you look forward to the truth. A self-fulfilling prophecy, that's a low vibe magician. Expecting the worst, that's low vibe unconditional love. You always just assume everything's going to be bad. So again, I think the vibration here and the energy, and speaking about our emotional body, is make sure that you don't get caught up in fear. Make sure you don't get caught up in those sleepless nights you've had. When you wake up from a sleepless night, are you doing what you need to do to clear that energy out? A night that you've spent your whole night crying, and have you done anything to fix that? When was the last time you had a crazy, crazy outburst with your masculine? Now let's take that as, let's take the 5D away from it. When's the last time, if you're dealing with your true masculine, that you sent him some crazy text messages out of the blue because you think he thinks about you like you think about him, and he's just getting like 36 novels from you where you're just going crazy and telling him you're done and da-da-da-da, and he's like, what the heck is happening? When's the last time you fixed that stuff? When's the last time you acknowledged it and recognized your truth of what you've done in this bond? Again, that's why we're seeing in your mind there needs to be forgiveness, compassion. And in your heart, you need to make sure that you're not allowing fear to overtake you in any way. It's deep. It's real deep. Twin flame bond, no joke. No joke. Look at that. Wow. So, what do we need to know? That's so deep. What do you want to know? A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. You guys, Twin Flame Corporate Office wants you to know. You see this 10 here? We see the wheel. It's time to move forward. If you, and look, and what did I tell you guys? I said that once you realize this person is not your twin and you walk away from the illusion you've created, what happens with most of my clients, I haven't had a client who hasn't yet, but again, I think that's because my clients are very open and very aware, and they have these abilities that I think are a bit heightened above like regular other people. I don't know, but I just sense that a lot of my clients, we bond on those weird ways, and that's kind of what I see, and that may be why they're able to find their twin so quickly, or their twins are able to come in, because they actually do open themselves up. And so what's interesting is we see what? We see here there's this illusion that needs to be broken, which is literally as easy as taking off your blindfold, shaking off the things that are wrapped around you, and walking away. That is how easily you can leave behind a false twin bond. You cannot get away from this. You are grounded and rooted in this. This light is in the sky, it's everywhere. And they're just letting you know, if you allow this energy to come for you, it will be a time of positive change. A situation will suddenly move forward and fortune is on your side. You want to know what's interesting? In this deck, they're super lazy and they copy and paste a lot of people. And this is actually the Emperor. This is what he looks like. Isn't that interesting? All right, so what's the final message? The final thing we need to know regarding false twins. Oh, wait, you know what? I didn't do the energy, did I? Haha, interesting. Oh my gosh, and look at that. It's 9, 10, 11. That's crazy, isn't it? Only because I talked about like all right, sorry. That's crazy. All right, sorry. Sorry, I just get a little like, All right, Ace of Pentacles. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. And what do we see? The Four of Pentacles, which is the low vibrational Emperor. Being too frivolous, too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. And look at that. It's got the pentacles in a jar thingy. I think that this is letting you know that you need to hold back a bit, fall back a little bit, go on this healing journey. If you're not sure, if you're still confused, this is going to be your best move right now, okay? Ultimately, everyone needs to be prepared. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff. Sorry, I was looking at the energy. I got nosy. Everyone needs to be prepared, though, that abundance is coming. Abundance is coming. I've never seen Game of Thrones, so I'm not even sure if that did anything. But it's on the way. A promising business venture. Remember, twin flames are supposed to go. Again, this is a fiery grace belief. As a prophetess, the downloads that I've received have been very clear indicators that twin flames are meant to do some sort of ministry work together, some sort of whatever. Think Chip and Joanna Gaines, or I don't know, they're like my favorite. So, abundance is on the way. Some of you do need to hold back a little bit, but nonetheless, it's coming. And you can see that because why? We see 9, 10, 11. Okay? So I just talked about 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3. And now we're seeing 9, 10, 11. Here we see the 1, 2. Okay, and we're seeing the 1 here. It is coming. It is flowing in. And you just have to trust and believe that. Hold back where you're not sure, so that you don't do too much, because you've probably done enough for this person. So if you're not sure, don't feel bad about holding back a little bit all of a sudden. If they really get that butthurt that you suddenly stop doing everything for them or letting them have their way or whatever, hello, I'm not even going to comment on that. All right. So now for the final message. What are the odds? It's another ace. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. What are the odds that I would talk about going forth on your own and doing your work? And then it says here, a promising business venture. Twin flames are supposed to be at work. And then it says career advancement. And it's got a dude holding the ace of wands. And what did I talk about? The wands over here, the ace with the king of wands over here. So, hello. How much more do you need, people? Oh, and look what's under there. The Knight of Wands is under the ace. Come on. How much more do you need to know? Divine is on your side. If you have been in a false twin situation, you are one of many, and you don't need to feel bad about it, okay? If you are in any kind of frustrating, just overwhelming dynamic, and you know full well that it's never gone anywhere, it's never changed, and you've been holding on. Some of you know full well the only reason you like twin flames so much, you know you probably might not even be a darn twin flame. You're just excited because it gave you an excuse to hold on to somebody that everyone was telling you you were crazy for holding on to. So again, there are so many reasons why people will hold on to someone that's not their twin. And then there are so many reasons why people will hold on to someone that is their twin, even though it doesn't seem like they're coming. You have to take what resonates. And the best way, I think, for you to move forward and allow the resonance to be clear for you is to move in this energy, okay? Detach mentally as best you can from this twin flame thing. Separate yourself from the nonsense and be prepared to open yourself up to this person who longs to provide and protect. Be prepared for this goodness. This person cannot touch this person's energy, okay? For those of you who are about to be begrudgingly releasing a false twin, please forgive them. Write them a letter, but don't send it. And say, I forgive you. I forgive you because the truth is, it was you all along, ma'am. Sir, ma'am, you. Yes, you in the back. It was you all along. It was your fault. So you cannot be mad at this person. You are way smarter, way more aware spiritually, way more in tune. You knew all along that something wasn't right. And here's what I can promise this. I don't make promises. I can promise and guarantee you this. If you are not right now, and you're just so scattered and you think that this person's your false twin and you release them, there's nothing that can separate you from the love God has for you. There is a plan in place, a plan that's already in motion. And it may very well involve you releasing someone who's your true twin. It's no big deal. If they're your true twin, you cannot get away from them. You will end up with this person, regardless of whether or not you choose to say, oh yeah, you're my false twin, I walk away. That's where this forgiveness needs to happen. Because the truth is, you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know until you know. So until the time comes where you bask in this glorious energy, until that time comes, until you're in full blissful union, until you've moved past, because I tell people all the time in their contract readings, there's a part, and it was so funny how it was revealed to me, but there's a part where it's like you're in union, but you're not. It's like pseudo union. You're together, but you're not. And some of you are going to be in that position too, and there's going to be pain there too. There's going to be forgiveness and compassion that's required there too. So some of you haven't even reached the peak of true pain until you've gotten into what feels like union, and there's still struggles. So don't allow this pre-union energy where you're supposed to be ascending to knock you off your feet. If it was a false twin, it was a false twin. If it was your true masculine is just dormant inside this dork, fine. It is what it is. If you are not even a twin flame at all, hey, lucky you. Because some of us are kind of nervous about the amount of work that we have to do. Okay, so, and you don't have to be mad about that. Don't be embarrassed. I tell people all the time, I have had clients point blank tell me that when they found out they were twin flames, they were like, no, anything but that. So it's like, I get it. There's a lot that can go into this, especially doing a general for the public. Do not walk away from this in a low vibrational state. If you don't feel good right now, do a fear letter. Write down, this actually might be the perfect time to do a fear letter if you've never done one. This might be the moment where you say, you know what? Now that I'm scared and feeling like I have no idea what's going on, and I'm like nervous now because, I mean, I thought I was so sure for the past 10 years or what. It's like, now that I feel like crap, thanks, Fiery Grace. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to say everything that's on my heart. I'm going to write down every crazy thing I can think of going wrong in this situation. But remember, you cannot leave yourself there. You never do the fear letter exercise or any negative purging exercise halfway. You always complete it. So what you would need to do after that, as I've mentioned before, is go through every single sentence you write down. Even if you write yourself a 3-page letter, guess what? You're about to probably write yourself a 6-page letter back, affirming the truth, confirming what's real, and writing in manifesting statements about how to get where you want to be. I love you guys. I truly, truly love you. And if you find yourself in the middle of this video or this dynamic in general in your life and you feel like crap, it's okay. You don't have to feel bad. Please don't beat yourself up. Just remember, your true twin is out there. If you remember logic, if you are in fact a twin flame, then you have a twin flame. If you have a twin flame, then that means they're out there. If you're not together, that means there's a reason for it, because you can trust source. You can trust God loves you enough to make sure that the love you're supposed to have comes at the perfect time in your life. It will all make sense. I can guarantee that. I can trust that in the end it will. There are certain things I won't. I can't promise all you guys that you're all twin flames. But I can say that if you're here, even if you find out you're not a twin flame, there was a reason why you were in the fold, and it was probably to help you ascend and help you see how beautiful you are and make you aware of real love, even if you end up with a soulmate who, oh no, I ended up with a soulmate and I didn't have a twin flame mission to fulfill and I only got to live a happy life. Oh no, get over it. You can still be a light worker and be a soulmate. You can still have a fulfilling life without this label, okay? I love you guys. The other day I told a client who said she was done with the twin flames, and she said, hopefully this works out for your happiness and not your unhappiness. And I had to remind her, I am a prophetess, I'm an empath, and I have been that for decades. I've known about my gifts far longer than I've known about twin flames. Some of you came into twin flames and then found out all the gifts. And so now you've tied that to a person too. Listen, I gotta let you know, and I want you to feel the same way. This is not my life. Twin flames is not my life. So whether I'm a twin flame or not, I've got freaking work to do, and so do you. If you're on my channel, that's why you're here. No one comes to my channel and stays who doesn't have, who's like, oh, I'm just here for the food, Sorry, it's one of my favorite movies. All right, you guys, I got to go. I've been preaching, but I think that this was necessary. If you're new to my channel and you're still here, please know that this is not normal. We do not talk about this kind of stuff. And I'm not telling you to avoid fear. I just do this one-on-one with people because it's good to have something specific to work on. And you really don't want to do this kind of stuff, this negative kind of stuff for generals. All right. So this is really not what I typically do in my channel. So if you're here, welcome. I'm also just as crazy and sometimes even crazier and loopier and more intense. So you also may not want to be here for that later. But everybody else, welcome. Hello, how are you doing today? You can follow me on Instagram, Guidance by Grace. You can subscribe here, change your notifications to hear from me as much or as little as you want. And you can add me on Facebook. Fiery Grace the Gifted is my name. You can also, without being my friend if you don't want to be my friend, you can also just join the class society. So if you've been chatting it up, by the way, if you're still here and you're listening to me do this, go ahead and like the video if you liked it. If you're chatting it up right now, enjoying your time in the live chat, or if you just like what you see and you'd like to chat with people similar, go ahead and join the class society. The Facebook group is called The Class Society. And it's just a place for people, twin flames, light workers, soulmates, whatever, to get together and just talk about whatever without judgment, to share ideas, to ask questions, to vent, whatever. I am currently offering mad services. I might be cutting these services down as the year ends, but for now, I got everything you could think of. Oh, so I was thinking about selling runes. I was going to start creating my own runes, since you guys know I made my own runes, the ones that I use in my twin flame rune readings. But I wasn't really sure. And then I got the plan. I actually have purchased everything I need. I just basically had to purchase some blessed stones. And someone actually commented today and was like, hey, Fiery Grace, have you ever thought about selling your runes? And I was like, oh, thank you for the confirmation. So if you guys would, even if you're not interested, could you guys just comment what if you think a good price would be? I don't care what you say. It could be $1, it could be $1 million. I just kind of want to see what people would expect to pay for that, because I don't want to overcharge you guys. You guys know, like, I'm not here to be a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to make changes, and if that could help people with their gifts, I think that'd be pretty legit. So sorry, I just remembered that while I was supposed to be doing something else. Hey guys, live chat. All right, sorry. So there are pre-recorded videos where you can have a video you can watch on YouTube at your own leisure. There's live sessions where we can talk on the phone, or we can do a live chat via like Skype or Facebook Messenger. So those are the different ways that you can connect with me. Like I said, I have everything from rune readings and love letters to, you know, coaching over the phone, and then all kinds of tarot readings. And I can also tailor anything pretty much to you. You can book your reading, your coaching. And by the way, as we approach these new moons, yes, there are emergency services available. Anytime we get around a moon, Fiery Grace gets double, triple overbooked. So I'm just telling you guys now, yes, I do have emergency services. You can always rush your order and be placed at the top of the booking list. Right now, I'm booking for, I have a couple more slots on Thursday and Friday. But those are going pretty quickly. Actually, I just had a purchase now of an order. So if you're looking to get these readings done before the eclipse, I suggest that you get yourself on the booking list now. All right. If you need anything else, just email me, thefierygrace@gmail.com. The website is thefierygrace.com. And you can also see my booking list. It's not like the full list, but it just kind of gives you an idea of how far out I'm booking at any time if you just look on the gifted page on my website. I accept PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and I also can work with you in other ways, other areas. But you guys, this reading kind of speaks for itself, but like, I don't know. This just makes me feel like if this is what we have coming for us, right? Like, if this is the bond that we're creating, if this is the person, this is how they really feel, I want this, you know? I would rather wait for this. And this is why I got into union basically when I told my masculine, you know what? I would rather wait for real love. And when I said that to him, I think it triggered him into realizing like he was going to lose me. And I don't believe in ultimatums, you guys. I don't give ultimatums. So it's hard for me to be like, I gave him an ultimatum. I guess that's what I did, but I really wasn't. I was just letting him know like, hey, I need what I know I'm supposed to have. And where you are right now, I don't feel any of this. And it triggered him into making a change. So again, you could be with someone who is really just wrong and is not right for you in that moment as they are. And they can change, whether it's in the moment, whether it's through time, whatever. But just know that there's something really beautiful coming for you. And it's really up to you to allow it to come in its own time by kind of maintaining awareness of your own emotional state and the way that you're treating your masculine, the way that you're treating yourself. So open yourself up to this real love, you guys. Know that change is on the way. It's already probably happening. When we see the wheel's already turning. You see it says a time. It doesn't let you know it's coming. It says it is a time of positive change. So be prepared, you guys. The blessing is upon us. And I'm really, really excited to hear from some of you guys about some of the breakthroughs that you have because you took the time to assess your situation truthfully and discern what was really there. I love you so much. I just want to say a quick blessing. May you have discernment in this time, clarity in this time, and a knowing, an understanding that goes beyond time. That you have a sense of truth within you that allows you to connect with your true nature, your divine self, the unified flame that you are back home in the heavenly realm, and know without a shadow of a doubt who you are and who you share this bond with. May God bless you and keep you and shine his face upon you, that you may see the light, that you may focus on the heavens, focus on the ascension, the awakening, the awareness, and that you may be blessed with the ultimate love in divine timing. I love you. Blessed be.